finally win the Champions League outside of what he did at Porto and Inter Milan, and for whatever reason they just choked it against Bayern Munich. They lost on penalties. Sergio Ramos missing. I think Kaká missed. If I can remember correctly.
I think I just saw the highlights reel a couple of days ago. Yeah,
and I'm absolutely certain that made it to the final. There was no fairy tale for us. They would have beaten us like this.
And actually, I mean that squad can also be regarded as one of the best squads not to have won the Champions League, or a squad not to have won a major trophy, because it was star-studded. But apart from that, they were playing some great stuff.
They won La Liga, so that's a major trophy.
Yeah, but everyone thought the Champions League was just destined for them, and they got knocked out by Bayern. And there's also this thing between Bayern and Real Madrid. They tend to also meet in streaks, like they do it back to back to back. Now they've done they did 11-12. And I think they did 14-15 and did 16-17. Yeah, they have a way of doing back to back.
I think 16-17 was the last one.
Yeah, 16-17 was the last one. In 2000, the one that Madrid got to the final and won against Valencia. The next season also, Bayern knocked them out. And the season next again, they met again, and that was the season when Real Madrid won the Champions League at Amden Park against Bayer Leverkusen. The Zinedine Zidane, yeah. So they have a way of doing back to back fixtures, and it's always really good to watch. So tonight definitely should be a good one to watch. I'll come back to Real and Bayern Munich, because Okwara already said that one. The subplot of Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham is one that we cannot resist out of the clash tonight by 8 p.m. We have to pay bills right now, and let's get to that real quick, and we'll come back. We're still basking in the euphoria of Finidi George being prepped up for the Super Eagles job, but there are still one or two questions I would like to ask as far as that development is concerned, and I'll be posing that to Okwe and Tunde after we pay this bills. Don't go anywhere. You can join the show. Remember, we're also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. To call in, it's 091-36000-410. To text in, it's 091-36000-430. Stay put.
On all our social media platforms, on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube at Mainland 98.3 FM, on Twitter at Mainland FM. We are the sound of Lagos.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with non-sizzling cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. New Lafarge water shield cement number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement number one. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water go collect. If water jam house, or they shake. Foundation and basement to call, no shake. Ogbonge cement for water logged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Nigeria. Lafarge, confirm. Cement, new Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. New Lafarge water shield cement. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement. Number one. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water to collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call, no shame. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge, cement. New Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Who takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with non-sizzling cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
New Lafarge water shield cement now confirm. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. New Lafarge water shield cement. Number one. New Lafarge waterproof cement. Number one. Good full stop for water wahala. With Lafarge water shield cement, water to collect. If water jam house, foundation and basement to call, no shame. Ogbonge cement for waterlogged areas. Number one waterproof cement for Naija. Lafarge, cement. New Lafarge water shield cement and confirm.
Put full stop for water wahala.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
All right, Sports Cruise on Drive Time right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Thanks for sticking around with us. Let's quickly get into some more of Finidi George, who the NFF have announced that he will be picking his assistants for the new job. As soon as he makes his choice, they will announce once Finidi announces who he wants to be his assistants. All right, following this announcement, Amunike Michael Insien and ex-international Dalal Amokachi were rumored to be Finidi's potential assistant coaches. They'll be named by the NFF, but the nation's football governing body has distanced itself from that rumor. When contacted about who and how soon the assistants will be announced, Ademola Olaje was the NFF spokesman, said, "I have no idea. The coach will pick his assistants, and when he does, the NFF will announce." Tony Young, what do you make of this? I mean, Amunike was rumored for the top job. How does he suddenly realize he can also be assistant to Finidi George? And I mean, Amokachi in the mix. I thought he was done with all of this and had a permanent job working with the government.
I don't know what Amokachi's plans are, and for the Amunike stuff, that's what makes me doubt the reports, because I doubt that Amunike would want to go from potentially being the head coach to now assistant to Finidi George. I don't, especially since he's more experienced as a manager than Finidi to begin with. So I doubt that there's any truth to those reports. I'm happy with the fact that they are giving him the leeway to form his backroom staff, even though they've given absolutely no concrete information about this position. We don't know how long this contract is for.
Yeah, I wanted to also ask about that. I mean, we've talked about how it's announced, but we don't know the duration of the contract. We don't know how much he's earning. There's are specifics that you should be able to furnish.
We don't even speak about whether or not he continues as a back coach, whether he will double up in both positions. We do not know. So, like, I don't. This our secrecy approach all the time is always mind-boggling to me. So I'm not. I'm excited for Finidi. You know, on this show, I've always wanted him to get the job permanently. If he gets to build his own backroom staff, I assume that we'll get to see Coach Yema, who likes working with so far in his career, works with Adeymba as well. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be a massive jump for Yema. That's Yemi Olayiwaju, if he gets in the mix. Although the chances are very slim. But hey, once again, Finidi has the chance to bring in his assistant. So if he brings in a assistant from Adeymba, then that's his choice. You have to, go with him. What do you think?
Well, we've always had issues with making things look like it's a secret society. It's not the coach of Gusau FC, or it's not the coach of NFF United. He's the manager of the Super Eagles. There's nothing secret about the appointment. The fact that we even got to this point, we got this far in dilly-dallying who becomes the manager, and then whatever bottleneck process we thought we went through, whatever screening that we felt we did, or whatever applications we got, the fact that we had to wait to this point, and then we eventually resulted with someone that had been with the side for over 2 years, is just making a mess of the whole process. It's no big deal when national team managers are appointed. We see it everywhere. It's a normal routine, but we make a big deal out of it. I think it's even an achievement for the NFF chairman to appoint a national team manager. So whatever the agreement is, I'm not sure if Finidi George would want to leave his Aᴜɪْμπa job, because if you look at the national team, I'm sure, except in a competition year, I'm sure the highest games will probably play in a single year. There are no competition, maybe qualifiers and FIFA windows, maybe 10 games. So would he just allow himself to just stick around? I'm not sure he has that.
But you also need all of the focus to qualify the country for the World Cup.
That is what I'm saying. When we're done with the qualifiers, what happens? I'm not sure he has that support to travel around all of the stadiums to go watch the Super Eagles players play. So I'm sure
they should be able to do that as Super Eagles coach.
Let's wait for all of that.
Yeah, I wanted to also I wanted to quickly ask another quick question real fast. And the question is that now that we have an Aᴜɪْμπa manager as the Super Eagles coach, does that translate to easy access for MPFL players to also come into the Super Eagles?
Yes. There's no argument about that.
Is it by compulsion?
No,
is it because it's
that's,
now?
That's what I'm going to.
Yeah.
There's no argument about that. One of the advantages you would have as, in quotes, a local-based coach is that you have a deep knowledge of how of the terrain of the Nigerian league. You understand some of these players. And that's what was expected of Salisu Yusuf to do to the foreign managers we used to have. You're supposed to have an idea of what happens on the local front. You understand which of the players is doing what. You look at the roles that the Super Eagles need some strengthening, or the Super Eagles need some, backup. We start big players still doing.
But we played Ghana and Mali, and Finidi barely gave the home-based players a look in.
Because one, the game was not played in Nigeria.
Did he even assemble that squad?
Exactly, that's the question. Besides, the game was not even played in Nigeria. I'm sure the process of trying to apply.
He played in Morocco.
You see, it's still not in Nigeria. The process of trying to apply for visa and all of that could just disturb a friendly match.
Let me be honest with you. Going forward, even as Super Eagles coach, we will not play a friendly matches in Nigeria. Don't be deceived.
I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate. Yeah. I'm just trying to say that probably just came in real quick. And even at that time, when even Shaw was going to be the manager, it was just there, just do this, the two friendly matches. But going forward, I think it will be a disservice to the system that gave Finidi George the opportunity to even get into the Super Eagles team if he turns his back.
So you're making it look like an obligation. No, you made it look like
it is not a compulsory thing, but of course it is expected that for someone that understands the Nigerian league, he should be able to have at least one or two players beyond Oᴘᴇyᴏ Ojo that seems to be a spare tire that will never get used. You should have one or two brilliant players that understand how it works, and they will get plenty. I'm not just inviting
I hope
them.
that works, because we also here yesterday on the show, and it was Semokwe who told us about how, it looks like we don't need new players anymore. The team is set, going forward for next 2 years.
That's what I said.
So if the team is set,
what I said, Wale, you need backup. You have players that are doing well in these roles.
We also have players who are playing Europe who are backups already.
Yes, it doesn't change the fact that you need backup. You could get them from anywhere.
Yes, my worry, and I always said, I'm very, very honest with it. I love watching the league when I have the opportunity to. I love to see quality players from the league, but right now I don't think there's enough quality in the MPFL to be able to start games for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
You just keep saying we don't think there's enough quality.
No.
Think there's enough
when I say this thing and people ask that question you just asked right now, or they give that comment, I give a follow-up question. Give me one player right now who starts in the Super Eagles. That's all.
Apart from your club sides that you think you can actually get, how many MPFL games do you get to watch? How many of these players do you see?
So that's what I'm telling you. I don't.
If a manager,
it is not my fault because I don't watch them.
If a manager that's quite familiar with the league and is quite close to probably all of the managers.
And he had 2 games. He had 2 games against Ghana and Mali, and he didn't give them a look in.
I just tried to create the worst case scenario. One, I mean, there was probably no time for him to even settle down and start inviting home-based players for those games. More so,
I know what the problem is.
The game was not even held in Nigeria.
Using the theme of no time, he won't also have time because next up is South Africa and Benin Republic.
And those are qualifiers. Those are not friendly matches.
Tune also raised the point that he needs to win these 2 games because he didn't start.
Especially Benin, because the former Super Eagles manager is now the manager of the Beninois.
So I wish him the very best, but this whole fast track or try to bring in home-based players, maybe that has to wait for a while.
I think the home-based conversation remains the same for me, regardless of who the coach is, whether foreign or local. Call players based on necessity, not because you want to fill a quota.
Yeah, not because it's an obligation. Yeah,
I'm not saying it's an obligation.
Yeah, the vast majority of our best players play abroad. That is true. Doesn't also mean that we cannot find quality in the MPFL.
Good.
If we need, like we talk about the goalkeeping position, even though we finally look like we are looking settled in that regard. But for a long time, I don't see why Oᴘᴜᴜ should be getting called ahead of the Christian Woke Sporting Lagos.
There's even the sentiment that the players that are always called up from the MPFL to the Super Eagles are not even the best in the MPFL.
It's a talking shit.
Yeah,
that's what it's about. Let's just have a representative.
And that thing
I'm saying you expect things to be different.
It's been on. Did it change under other managers? What
was the last one?
Did it change under Samson? Yeah.
What you say? What was last? Wait, under Țimicaș, did it not work? Did you not have home-based players go to win the AFCON for us? Exactly. So now you have a local manager that's quite accustomed to the local league. He should be able to get us the best, not based on just this is this person. That's why I said Oᴘᴜᴜ just seems to be like a regular unused player. Is that once the list is coming, even before his name is included, he knows it's coming. It's not being used. But I can always make case for 2012, 2013 when we won the last AFCON. We had a lot of home-based players, and they give us the results.
All right. Once again, wish Finidi George the best, and we will be waiting for the announcement of his preferred assistants for this massive job at hand. Alright, you're still listening to Sports Cruise on Mainland 90.3 FM. Feel free to air your thoughts or do that on the other side of 6, brought to you by Bet Baba apparently. But let's just focus a bit to some NBA talking points and taking a step forward. And let's take your thoughts. The Lakers are finally out. We saw that coming, but at least they take some solace in the fact that they were not swept by the Nuggets, who once again had Jamal Murray to thank. And there's this talk right now that Jamal Murray might not be an all-star, might not be an all-NBA team, list player, but is cementing his status as one of the all-time NBA playoff performer.
It started,
and that's a very valid argument.
It started with the bubble. That was the first playoff series where we really started to pay attention to what Jamal Murray is capable of in the postseasons. And another game winner in game 2. In fact, I think his game winner in game 2 was actually extremely pivotal to how this series panned out. Because the Lakers
had won that.
1-1, taking one on the road and going to 2 consecutive home games in LA. The series is probably still on by now with every chance to advance. But Jamal Murray iced it in game 2, and he did it again this time around, going left instead of going right like he did in game 2, and eating.
And did it with a calf injury. I understand it was kind of calf injury.
He's been struggling since that series. And that's the thing with the very best of players, with the very highest level talent. Is that whether you are playing well or not, in those pivotal moments, just do it. And this series again, I've always known, but this series again proves how deep the Denver Nuggets really are. Their third option, Michael Porter Jr., was unplayable. It was unplayable. This entire series was averaging like 25 points for the series. That's their third best player on paper. You saw who won them game 3 in LA. It was Anthony Gordon. It was Aaron Gordon. Beg your pardon. So their fourth best players. So they have players that can that can go off on any given day. Then you have the Jokic, who is going to be consistent.
Yeah.
Bad day.
MVP.
In my opinion.
MVP waiting, right? Yeah.
In my opinion. Yeah, but I also see if Shea Gilgeous-Alexander wins it, I will not be mad at it. But I think Jokic is the best player in the NBA.
The Joker is the best player, so I think he wins it. This will be the third time, right?
It's the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that whether he's playing well or he didn't even play well yesterday, still comfortable to double. You know, he just pushes the best, makes the very good players, very good defenders. And there is the defensive player of the year candidate, one of the great NBA defenders of all time, NBA 75 player. Just toy around with him, just backs into him like he's nobody. Like this is making him look too easy. If you are someone that doesn't watch enough basketball, when you watch him do it, you think, oh, these are the elite athletes. Basketball players generally across all sports are elite athletes. Like they are the athletes of athletes. These are guys that are above 7 feet tall, can jump, can do pretty much everything that the body, stretching the limits of the body. And a 7 feet 5 slow, sluggish looking Serbian is just making everybody look ordinary. Because in terms of being a prototypical basketball player, it's not looking okay. It's not particularly athletic. You can't jump the highest, but his brain works in a way that we've not seen from a big man. I don't think ever in the history of basketball.
I came across one very interesting, post on X today, and it was about the changing of the guard. And what better video to explain that changing of the guard than seeing Ant Edwards dunk over KD in game, I think it was game 4, after the unceremoniously, bounced out the Suns. And yes, the post is from Bleacher Report, and it has a picture of LeBron, Steph, and KD. And the post reads, LeBron, Steph, or KD won't play in second round for first time in 20 years. And that video, if you did see it and you listen, it just helped explain that there's a change of guard that is finally complete, and it is something that should be welcomed, and it's an exciting bunch of players that are going to take the league to another level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these guys have been the face of the league for 15 years basically. Yeah. And at some point it's always going to end. It's just great to see that there's a ready set of players that are willing to that are showing that they are willing to take the baton from them and run the league for at least the next decade.
Can I even add Kawhi to that list as well? Kawhi is 33 or 34.
Kawhi, Paul George, all of these guys.
Durant is 35, Curry is 36, LeBron is 39.
I mean, so these guys, that time is gone and whatnot. So I still think that this is just the pre-Wembayama era. I think that all of these guys, what they're doing, they're already playing for.
You also get a feel that the era of Jokic, Embiid, once again is a bit different from Shai. Of course. It's like two classes.
Guys are in their 30s. Jokic is 30. Embiid is 31. I think you throw in Anthony Davis in there as well.
So there's Shai, there's Luka Doncic, there's Jason Tatum as well.
The younger generation, Jason Tatum, all 25.
Tyrese Maxey. I mean, I hope I could have involved or included Ja Morant here, but unfortunately, it fell off.
I don't think he did at all.
It's falling off, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean the ban, the lengthy ban, and the injury after coming back from the ban. Yes, this season absolutely is not part of the conversation, but it's still Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant when he's not showing guns on IG Live is one of the best players in the league. If he can just stay out of his own way and stop trying to be a thug.
A gangster.
I think he's one of the best players in the league. I think he's definitely part of this next generation of players that will carry the NBA. But the thing with this next generation conversation that is Steph, KD, and LeBron were amazing, still are amazing basketball players, especially in their prime. But they transcended basketball. They were not the best in the league simply because they were. There was a lot involved with their marketing.
They transcended the sport,
their public perception and whatnot. So I don't know if any of these guys. I think it would be unfair to put that. To put that mantra on them, especially for Anthony Davis that has spoken about wanting this level of recognition, wanting to be compared to. Most people run away from this kind of conversation. He wants to be compared to like a Jordan of all people. So the kid is starting to take basketball seriously. Especially ironic because before he was drafted, the entire conversation around him was whether or not the scouting report said he's a good player, but they don't know if he will take basketball seriously enough because he's a multi.
And how did we miss out on Zion Williamson in all of this?
Injuries.
Yeah.
I think Zion has missed that window. I mean, Zion was drafted number 1 overall in the Jᴏɪṛ.
That's 2 years ago.
Draft class as well. So it's still definitely in this conversation, but the injuries have stalled his progress, and in my opinion, I don't think we are going to see much better from him.
All right, 6:32. We have to take a message from our friends from BetBaba. We'll come back. All of our focus on the big one at Darling Stadium, Bayern Munich against Real Madrid, where England captain and maybe England's future captain will be facing off as this England stars on different parts and personalities meeting in a blockbuster clash. Lineups out. We'll get that in a moment.
They are proud.
Yeah.
It is 6 o'clock.
That's coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
You dey find better odd. I bet you want play cause over 1.5. I bet you want bet. Say what team no go score at all at all. Hey, we get better payout. No hurry, we there for you. Our odd, chop right out. We know the feel the show. Oh no, we there for you. Oh, we there for you. You see for BetBaba, give me money. BetBaba, cash out today easy. Oh, BetBaba, we get online games for you. You play all I want. Yeah. We get better payments. I need no. Yeah, now BetBaba pay us cash out, darling. Welcome to BetBaba.
Register now on betbaba.ng. Not for people under.
Welcome back. Sports Cruise on Mainland 90.3 FM, brought to you by BetBaba. The Daily Mail's leading story this evening is about Bruno Fernandes, who has hinted that he's thinking about leaving the club after Euro 2024, and he says that the club has to want him. In a bombshell statement as the club prepare fire sale with only 3 stars safe. Let's get to the official lineup for Real Madrid. I've got Andre Lunin once again in goal. Okwé takes us through that.
I mean,
Our Real Madrid correspondent.
Exactly. What you'd expect from a team. I'm not sure any other person does that. 2 hours before the game, the starting lineup is out, and it can only be Madrid.
But I think Real also, they know that the lineup picks itself.
Exactly.
Right?
It's almost like understanding that, okay, this is who's going to be. Well, just like Wally said, Lucas Vazquez in this one, Rudiger, Nacho, Mendy, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Cruz, Rodrigo Bellingham, and Vinicius Jr. On the bench, we have Thibaut Courtois and Kepa, Eder Militao, Luka Modric, Camavinga, Joselu, Dani Ceballos, Fran Garcia, Ibrahim Diaz, and Arda Güler. I mean, that's crazy, man.
So this is the strongest Real can be, right?
Well, yeah.
Or can it be stronger than this? With what Real have right now, not with everybody fit.
I think they're just balancing it up on the strength of what Bayern could give. Ordinarily, you would expect that the mastery of Luka Modric could, try to unlock. But I think they made it obvious that Bayern would probably not play the defensive game, so they probably don't need those depth passes. But even if you need those depth passes, I mean, you've got Tchouaméni that had shown that is such a utility player, even though it could be a bit under pressure. I like the fact that Camavinga is on the bench, by the way. The Clasico, he was really vulnerable, and it shows how much he could struggle against, fast-paced attack as well. But today, I think this is exactly the best Real Madrid can put forward in these circumstances, understanding the fact that this order is led. I mean, this is the major thing they're fighting for. The league is done and dusted already, despite the fact that Lewandowski, just moment after announcing that he's going to remain at Barcelona, got a hat-trick for them yesterday. But the league is done and dusted, so it's the Champions League right now, and this is probably the best thing the team can put forward.
All right, I'm sure that Bayern will keep us waiting till about 7 p.m. when
they don't get
when they are obligated.
Yeah, of course. You're obligated to drop your lineup an hour before
kickoff. But is there a time
kickoff.
to do it earlier than that?
Yeah, but see, in all of this, like Zizou always says, like Ancelotti always says, Madrid are Madrid. Whatever, irrespective of the lineup that comes out to the young, you're expecting a classic Real Madrid performance, and they are made for nights like this.
Absolutely, Real Madrid on the Champions League night. There's no doubt in my mind that they are winning tonight. In my opinion, the confidence, the cockiness that comes with dropping your lineup over an hour before you are required to, giving the opposing coach the opportunity to look at it and make consistency plans and still not lose. it's always funny. So yes, absolutely, we can't bet against Real Madrid on the Champions League now. Especially not with the way Bayern have been playing this season. Even though I think Bayern have a lot more riding on this Champions League than Real Madrid do, because this Champions League can save Bayern's season. And I think everybody low-key knows that this is the final. I don't think either one of PSG.
Yeah, if it's the final before the final, right?
I don't think either one of PSG and Dortmund can beat any of these two teams. So most likely whoever wins tonight, is going to be the winner of the Champions League. Whoever wins this time, not just tonight. So basically, I know that Real Madrid have sealed the league and they want to win Champions. They are the Champions League team, obviously. But I think the fact that Tuchel needs the Champions League to sort of redeem his reputation a little bit might make it a little bit more interesting, more tricky. But
and I also think that his reputation has taken a bit of, not it anymore, a bit of reparation since he got the team to the semi-final.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. What if Thomas Tuchel delivers the Champions League for Bayern again?
Yeah, I mean, there are even talks that maybe he could stay on as Bayern mini coach, because Bayern are saying, the fans say they don't want Ralf Rangnick.
Yeah, and which is interesting because they did not say keep him because it's good. They said there's nobody.
There's nobody, yeah. And Ralf Rangnick
said we don't want
what Ralf Rangnick stands for is anti-Bayern. In terms of where it's been to in German football, in European football, it's like anti-Bayern, and they don't want that. Just like Milan are saying, you can give us any other manager in Italy, but don't give us Giulio Lopetegui, who is rumored to replace Stefano Pioli. But let's get back to our focus on the two English stars, for both clubs. In June 2023, Jude Bellingham arrived at the Paris Fashion Week, and he was there wearing Louis Vuitton. He helped them launch a new brand and stuff like that. I think few weeks later, I think it was Harry Kane doing sketches. Apparently, if you don't know, Harry Kane has a life contract with Skechers. It's a life contract with Skechers, and he backed them up, and you could see the global appeal and the commercial appeal of these two players in the air. But I want to ask you guys, how well do you think, and that's a question that we know the answer already, but maybe you could just elaborate more. I want us to talk to how both of them have assimilated and immersed themselves into the different cultures at their football clubs, the Bavarian culture and the Spanish, football culture, which notoriously can be very difficult to really adapt to. We saw Gareth Bale struggle to adapt to it. They said he couldn't speak Spanish at a point in time, but Jude Bellingham has really fitted in well. How well do you think these two players have really fitted in?
I think Jude Bellingham is definitely fitting in better. Jude Bellingham is a PR machine.
Who also knows that himself, right?
Yes, it's very everything he says seems natural, but yes, extremely very calculated. In his very first week at the club, and what I believe now in hindsight to have been intentionally put out, there was a video that surfaced where he was, talking to Tchouaméni and Camavinga, and they were speaking fluent Spanish, which is impressive even for Tchouaméni and Camavinga, because both of them are French. But just three non-Spanish youngsters, and they were speaking fluent Spanish in Bellingham's first week. So it kind of makes you.
This is his first person. I mean, he looked at Sid Lowe and said, hey, he singled out Sid Lowe and said, hey, he reads his articles on The Guardian, and that was like, that's a lovely touch, right? From even a press point of view.
He knows exactly what to say. He knows what to do.
Yeah.
And it's great to be that, and that's how you become the face of the sport. That's how you transcend the sport. Basically, it's incredible to be good at the sport, to be good at football, but you still need a little bit extra to be likable. And Bellingham is very like, if you hate Bellingham, you have a problem, in my opinion. Except you're a Barcelona fan, which is allowed. But other than that, the guy is a PR dream. Says the right things. Never gets into controversies, still lives with his mother, as a look-alike brother that's also playing football. He goes to watch in the English Championship, gives us appearances of being extremely humble. We don't know him personally, so we can't say if that's still part of the PR or that's for it. So I definitely think it's in terms of who is adapting better. I think it's definitely.
But apparently, from a football point of view, Harry Kane has set Germany on fire. Okay. Set on fire. Bellingham has been impressive. Second top scorer.
As we expected.
Yeah, I think it's Bellingham the second top scorer in Spain, because I know Lewandowski scored a hat-trick yesterday. No, he's still second, because Lewis on 16, Dovbyk is on 19 or 20, then Bellingham is on 18. But he's second top scorer in La Liga. But Kane has lit everyone away.
But I think Bellingham has been more impressive. Just
I don't think so.
Based on preseason expectations, which is more likely? We come before the season started, both of them signed, and we say which is more likely to happen. Hurricane scoring 40 goals for Bayern.
I understand that perspective.
Or Bellingham scoring. I understand that perspective. It's definitely Hurricane, because you expect Hurricane is Hurricane. He does what he does. It's plug and play. Especially when you come to a Bayern meeting that is better than the Spurs team. You expect that he even score more. I'm not invalidating his achievement because it is still incredible. Even though Bayern Munich are about to go trophyless, but let's not hold that against him. I think Bellingham both be incredibly impressive because of adapting on the football side. I just think Bellingham's contribution was less expected. I mean, even if the most optimistic Bellingham fan there's no time in Bellingham's career that he's been this prolific. Not even in Germany, where people have the notion that it's easier to score in Germany. So you expect that he will come in, he will play well, he will contribute to Real Madrid, but you don't expect him to come in and be Real Madrid's top scorer from midfield.
Do you agree with Florentino Perez, who insinuates, I don't think he's officially considered, but there was a comment that gave the body language that Florentino Perez thinks that Bellingham's impact is greater than that of Zinedine Zidane, because he then arrived at the peak of his career, and I think he has a point. But this guy's arriving is over near the peak of his career.
Yeah, I agree. Don't bother. I agree.
You agree?
But I know about
okay, what do you think?
No, I think that's disrespectful, and I think it's just PR stunts.
Can facts be disrespectful?
It's Real Madrid legend. Can we we're not talking about his attack career, we're talking about
he's a Madrid. What are you saying?
I think Zizou. I don't think. I know Zizou's a legend. He's a Real Madrid legend.
I don't think so.
Zidane is there a Madrid legend?
I do not think so.
No. So now, no.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I'm not surprised. Solomon Kalou is his club legend. So let's put that conversation to one side. See, I'm going to be very sincere with you. I think Hurricane had made a bigger impact, especially when you know or you see how bad Bayern's season had gone. Imagine understanding the fact that your manager was going to leave you 6 months into the league, and then you struggled. It became really clear at almost about 12 to 10 games to the end of the season that you may be losing the league for the first time in 11 seasons against Bayern, Leverkusen, not even Borussia Dortmund, that you expect that they would always flop their lines when it matters the most. So it's just been a season that I've had mixed fortunes. Remember, when Thomas Tuchel came in, he won the German Bundesliga with them half the season, and then you'd expect that there was going to be consistency. There's been rumor about the dressing room and all of that, but Hurricane came through and he's just hit the ground running. He's got 40 goals, and he's just, I understand where Tune Young is coming in from. It's Madrid, but if you put it side by side, you also look at Jude Bellingham. Truly, times where Madrid attackers they've not really been in tune in terms of form this season. He's lived up for them. Imagine someone that was out injured for about 2 months and he still came back. He still remained the second highest goal scorer in the Spanish La Liga. But you look at what Hurricane had done. You look at his general play, his number of assists, the fact that he drops deep, and despite the fact that he still does that in a team that has Thomas Müller, by the way, and he still gives you that in a team that has a lot of younger players. There's Serge Gnabry in there, and he still gives you that top-notch quality. And for a player also that had been in England all his life, you'd expect he'd probably struggle to get into a different league, a different team, and the pressure of him wanting to win at least his first professional title, all of those baggages were what he left Tottenham Hotspur with. So he got into Bayern, and I know Bayern will probably win the league next season. Just get our heads together and go in constructing for that. So I think somehow Hurricane has had a more instant impact. Don't take anything away from Jude Bellingham.
Who wins Ballon d'Or? Hurricane or Bellingham? If it's left between both of them,
Jude Bellingham, of course.
He had the instant impact.
No. See, now
let's make this a bit interesting before starting goals.
Let's not instant at Chelsea. Is it a Ballon d'Or?
Let's make this interesting for a little bit before starting goals. Let's have some Jude Bellingham wins the Champions League, right? England win the Euros with Hurricane as top scorer. So who wins Ballon d'Or if it's left between both of them?
Because Bellingham would have then won Euros, Champions League, and La Liga.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we also know that the voting doesn't work that way. It's not because you've won this, you won this.
Wale, no matter what it is, even if
it's left to the voters, for example, how do you think the voting patterns will look like?
I'm not even sure the La Liga has been all coast clear when people have started mentioning Jude Bellingham for the Ballon d'Or conversation, and I've always said
but that also could be from the point of the fact that we've admitted that Bellingham also has a very huge PR machine.
Yes, there's also Kylian Mbappe in the picture.
No, I know that's Kylian Mbappe in the picture, and that's why I said between both of them, if it's left between Kane and Bellingham,
it's going to be Bellingham. Because he had a good club season, he won the league, and if he wins the Euro,
I'm starting to notice Harry Kane. It's a shame I didn't, but if you've done 40 goals in a domestic season,
your first season,
and you're probably going to win the Euros.
Sorry, the person that did 52 last season and won a treble, you said it's not.
Who said it's not what?
He said it's not
Erling
enough.
Haaland.
Who said so?
He said it's not enough.
Who said so?
That's Erling Haaland, right? Yeah, I think Messi won the World Cup that year, right?
Yes. It's a World Cup, yeah.
I think that Bet Baba has a bonus for us tonight, and it comes in the form of Real Madrid to win at 3.04. That's triple your money there. Real Madrid to win in Bavaria, and I think it's going to end in a 2-2 draw or in a score draw. And Bet Baba gives a draw and over 2.5 at 8.70. So if he ends in a 2-2 or a 3-3. That's 8.70 that you have to take advantage of. Yeah, so that's 8 times your 6. So if you're back in a 2-2 draw, a 3-3 draw, 8.70 is the odd on Bet Baba. Now let's get to some calls right away and take some of your thoughts out of the big game tonight. We've ruled out Real Madrid starting lineup, and Bayern still to come. Don't forget also there's also a little matter of the second semi-final coming up tomorrow between my favorites for the final, which Dortmund and Paris Saint-Germain. Alright, let's read this message from Cecil Dixon on Facebook. He says, please tell Greatness not to call in today and tomorrow because City aren't part of the champions anymore. Madrid is true definition of class and style. Hello Madrid, guess who is calling right now? It's Greatness. Yeah. Hello Greatness.
Hello,
I'm sure you got that message, right?
I got it, and I'm here to pass the message to them. Earlier, I heard you saying that Real Madrid brought up their starting 11 2 hours later. Last time they did it, we select for. Last time they did it to Man City, we whipped them very well. We whipped them, we showed them we are not that kind of people. They can do it to Bayern Munich. And I'm telling you the fact, Wale, Real Madrid are not going to win this match today. If anybody wants to carry it, it's just on his own. But I'm sure that Bayern Munich will not Real Madrid can. Isn't that defending game they want to play at ATL Stadium? We all go and play.
Why can't you unlock the defense?
Thank you very much, Greatness, for your comments there.
Don't mind me.
Hi, good evening.
Are you conference league?
Hey, Jamie, our friend, how are you?
Well, I'm good. I want to talk about Nigeria football.
Okay, go on.
Go like this. They just have the duration of the length of the contract. 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, not 2. No assistance. No mental structure, nothing like, and you have to go is like red flag.
Yeah, alright, go on.
So next slide, and see why I'm hedging it.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you very much. The point is raised is symbolic of how our football is not futuristic in planning. You know, we don't think about the medium term, we don't think about the long term.
It's a quick fix for
Trust me, whatever they've told Finidina is qualifiers for the World Cup.
Describing the entire country, not just us.
Just qualifiers for the World Cup, they will take it after them. You know, we are not futuristic. We are not like, what can we achieve in the next 5, 7, 8 years? That is not the way we are built. And trust me, like Tulia said, it is not a football team. It is the way the country is wired.
Because we don't have a culture of consistency and continuity. We just look at the quick way out, small miracle, and then we'll go over it.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, gentlemen in the studio.
Yeah, woman, thanks for joining us. Go on.
Yeah. The point you raised, according to the last caller, is a reflection of the dynamic of the Nigerian state. That is how we are wired. And Sheyo Lokundana was laying credence to this fact last week when he was feeding a question from a particular broadcasting platform. He said Nigeria only plans for the future. All this about the immediacy.
Yeah.
What we are going to get now. We don't think about the future.
Maybe we are scared of the future. Maybe. I don't know.
At all, I even don't know. You understand?
Yeah.
And they are listening to you. Even if you come and say, get to me, come and teach them what to do. Mr. Wale, Mr. Ope.
I can't even teach them, you know why? Because they know what to do. For example, look over the weekend, Sajarus, the Twitter guy, and his friends organized a fantastic, I wasn't there, but the what I heard, the news I got, and all of the reactions I saw on socials was that it was a very successful event.
Stream, I was in there, I watched the stream, the commentary was top notch, something that they put together within a week.
So I saw the stream actually.
Not professional.
Big shout to Modo. I think Modo was involved in the production. And I started asking myself, why couldn't the MPFL
bring these guys on board?
Have this kind of quality? Not that they don't stream, you know, but why can't we have this quality of the production? Did you see how that event was trending? Why can't the MPFL trend every weekend?
Now, let me tell you why, Wally. You said it's a reflection of the country, and that's because the people that will saddle with this responsibility are only thinking of the time they will spend in that office. They don't care who is coming after them.
They know what to do.
They know what to do. They know how to do what to do, but they will not do the right thing so that someone else will not come in and take whatever it is.
They know what to do, but they are not doing it.
The NFF chairman is just thinking, oh, I'm going to be here for 4 years. Let me see how far I can go. I don't care.
I don't aim to say. I don't aim to encode the market the league, but if you watch the stream on what they call again, Propel Sport.
There's nothing there. That's not stream. I'm sorry.
Modo and his guys did a fantastic job.
They were the ones doing it for Sporting Lagos before they got promoted, and they had to stop because of the Propel.
Because of the whole
Sporting Lagos games in the end.
We had that conversation.
The commentary was good.
The commentary was better.
Yeah.
And what more? The content
build up to
the content they were putting out was much better.
Did you see the scoreline bar?
Well, remember we had this conversation at the start of the season that did the club owners agree to collapse their own internal setup for the broadcasters to come in for the stream? Because just like you said, I know of even Enyimba does some good stuff for their games. I know Remo Stars, I know Sporting Lagos. All of these guys always have some good, guys that put out their content. But because in code now there's an umbrella sponsor, and you have to give them the right to the content, and the content is not making any sense.
I came across one interesting post. I can't remember who posted it, but I think it was big shout to Matthew Daffy. Maybe we posted it on my timeline, and the guy said, we are football loving people, but we don't love football. There are two things. The Chinese, even the Americans, the English, they love the game and they are football loving. We just love football. We are not football loving.
So we just on a quick fix. Just get it and
that is the thing with our football admin. They see, not that they don't love the game, but they don't love it truly, because they know the right things to do. They are also afraid of reforms. There are reforms that you can bring in, and in 6 months, 1 year, you reform the league.
Reform will block the leakages at which they are making their millions from.
Of course, yeah.
It's
fine
as
point.
simple as that.
Yeah, very fine point. All right, let's get back to more calls. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello. Please 2 calls back. 091360410. Let's read the next message from Adeniji. He says, good evening, guys. I think the coaches have something in common. Tuchel has not lost in 8 semis. He has qualified to why Ancelotti is the master tactician. He's keeping his finger crossed. Yeah, Tuchel also has proven that he's a fantastic tactician. Ancelotti is not being classed as a tactician. He's being seen as the guy who just tells his boys, hey, let's just go show. We are Real Madrid. We know what we are. Let's just enjoy yourself.
And get the results.
But people don't also give him credit because his in-game management can also, be game-changing. By the way, Tuchel's impact in the Champions League is also being unnoticed. Do you also know that tomorrow's semi-final has got Tuchel written all over it? It's a Tuchel derby. Dortmund, Paris Saint-Germain.
Yes.
And it's got Bayern again tonight.
Exactly.
So that is impact.
So is that impact on the 3 of the 4 clubs that are going to the semi-final?
It is massive impact for Thomas Tuchel that has gone unnoticed. True. By the way, we're talking about Kane and Musiala and Bellingham. But where is the place of Jamal Musiala in here? Because you like it or not, I think Musiala can also be regarded as a generational talent. He's a fantastic player. I think on the stage or going forward, he's going to be a world-class player as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But maybe he doesn't have the PR machine, right?
No, I don't. Even just beyond the PR machine, I think with him is a bit more of potential rather than
the result itself.
Yeah, I mean, Bellingham will still improve, but it feels a lot like the finished product.
And I think the English players always have a work.
So you think that Musiala still has work to do?
Yes, and I think the English players always have a way of picking their own. See, they probably look at Harry Kane, just like you said at some point. You said Jude Bellingham probably the future manager of the future captain of the 3 Lions. So I think the English players always have their own. They know that, okay, we're going to focus on this one. Give him if you observe now, the whole buzz around Bukayo Saka is dying down because there's a Bellingham somewhere.
And Musiala is German right now.
Stuff. Yeah, I know. I'm saying it.
It used to be English,
It is not the duty.
It says to your point. What I'm saying is supports your point. Yeah.
It's not for the Germans to also sell what they think they have. in the prospect of the fact that, hey, this guy can actually live up there with the likes of Jude Bellingham. If that is true or not is a different conversation. But I've seen Musial and I've seen him grow over the years. He's actually embraced big games, big movement, and has delivered. A lot of people didn't see much of what he did against Arsenal, but it was a constant turn in the flank of the Arsenal defense over both legs.
Hello. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hey, how are you, Tosin?
Yeah, fine. Good evening.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Go on.
Yeah, just want to touch on Nigeria. Then
Tosin, you're breaking, bro.
I think you need to try and reach us back if you can. Your line is breaking.
Yeah, it's breaking. Please do call back ASAP. All right, let's get back to more messages. Okay, Baba to the Shitsu, thanks for dropping your comments. Cecil Dixon. All right, please tell. Okay, I think I read this. Press Mendes says, good job, guys. I said that you people don't talk about Anthony Edwards that much. That guy's a beast. We talked about him yesterday. I've talked about him today, right? Yeah.
Probably tuned in late.
Adeniji says, good guys. I think this coach is okay. Read this earlier as well. All right, looks like I've got some messages hidden somewhere. I will probably read them. Toss is back with us. I hope so. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, Chris McClay.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, what's this guy in basketball? I'm not a basketball fan, obviously. So, LeBron James.
Yeah.
Is he not close to retirement? Because I've been hearing his name for a long time now, and I don't know. He's not going to be retiring.
Yeah, thankfully you don't love basketball that much. Yeah.
LeBron just finished his 21st season in.
Yeah, and it's 39.
Okay, for Super Eagles, for Finidi George, I'm not really expecting anything much. I won't be surprised if we don't qualify for the World Cup. Like you guys have said, we don't think future, we think the immediate games, the short-term games. So, and for the game tonight, no love for Madrid. I hope they get knocked out. You guys are doing a great job.
All right, thank you very much.
To wish my club back.
All right, no love for Madrid, but love for Bastia Negras. That's what the Spanish or the Real Madrid people call, Bayern Munich. That name is steeped somewhere back in history. Yeah, Bastia Negras. This is another Afizo show. Thanks for cruising with us on the show. Maurice Jane says, first time watching you guys. Oh, welcome. He says, Olali. Okay, thank you very much. He says, I'm his favorite of all time. Wow, that's massive.
Yeah, good.
That's massive.
Yeah, good. That's massive, baby.
Sam the Poet says, good evening, guys. Westerhoff actually suggested an indigenous coach with a Dutch assistant. And this was before Finidi's announcement. Says they've given him the go-ahead to choose his assistant. How about if Finidi goes for a foreign assistant like Siasia used to do? It depends on what Finidi feels comfortable with. If he feels comfortable,
and it depends on the budget of the NFF.
Yeah, that's also very crucial.
It depends on the budget.
Even the budget of the NFF is the reason why Finidi is coach. You now say you go and bring a foreign expert.
So then you don't see foreign expert there before they say.
What you do? Give me your 2 million. If you can pay me, I pay.
You want to give you 2 million? You bring for it,
don't worry.
Sure, you want 1 million each.
You give me 2 million, they give you better.
500,000.
If you put the 2 million on this 5 odds, you can
show up 10 million, they can share it.
We gotta go. Don't forget to get kicked off by 8 p.m. and Real Madrid is at 3.04. Bayern is at 2.37 on betbaba.ng. We make a return tomorrow. Your prediction?
Straight win. What do you expect, Wally? It's the semi-finals.
Today I think you're aligned with that as well.
Real Madrid 3, Bayern 1.
I'm going with 2-2. I'm going with 2-2.
Yeah, because he said the odds is high now.
May the odds be with us. Yeah.
I'm in favor of you.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great night of football in Bavaria.